From a very young age, we are handed a specific script for success. Build a massive network, surround yourself with people, and never stop socializing. The loudest person in the room is often viewed as the happiest, and keeping up a packed social calendar is treated as proof of a healthy mind. If you don't fit that mold, if your friend circle is incredibly small, or if you actively choose to spend your weekends entirely alone, society is quick to assign a label. You get called antisocial, labeled as awkward, or even lonely. Trying to dodge those labels leads to an exhausting cycle. Many deep thinkers force themselves to attend gatherings, engage in repetitive small talk, and maintain shallow connections, burning out their own minds to appear normal to everyone else. But psychology reveals a different reality. Actively keeping your circle tight is a neurological adaptation, a way of functioning that aligns with a specific internal framework. People who prefer their own company often operate on a different scale of social costs. For them, having few friends is a method of managing a unique mental energy economy. To understand why this happens, we have to look at a biological trait known as high social sensitivity. Deep thinkers often possess nervous systems that process environmental stimuli and social cues at a higher intensity than average. This diagram shows a standard social interaction. The standard brain processes conversation with steady energy. The highly sensitive brain constantly analyzes tone and meaning, draining its capacity exponentially faster. When capacity hits zero, it enters overload, unable to process data. This makes extended recovery time a physiological necessity. The brain requires long, uninterrupted breaks of silence to restore the chemical and cognitive balance disrupted by regular human interaction. When an intelligent person disappears from social events or stops answering texts, they are executing a protocol to preserve their remaining mental energy. Because their energy reserves burn out rapidly, deep thinkers act as auditors of their own social investments. Every conversation is weighed against the energy it will cost to maintain. Small talk presents a particularly poor return on investment. Discussing the weather or local gossip requires a heavy expenditure of cognitive energy, while yielding almost no meaningful stimulation in return. The same logic applies to surface-level or fake relationships. Maintaining these connections requires immense effort, resulting in an active loss on the individual's mental balance sheet. To protect their resources, they develop a higher standard for connection. They filter out interactions lacking depth, waiting for relationships that offer genuine meaning. This filtering system is often reinforced by a high trust threshold. With a rich inner world, socializing carries a heavy biological cost, making the psychological risk of letting the wrong person in quite high. If a deep thinker has experienced betrayal or spent too long surrounded by incompatible people, their brain remembers the exhaustion of that mistake. Letting an untrustworthy person into their life is an expense they are unwilling to repeat. Once trust is broken, the brain's defense mechanism activates, producing extreme selectivity. The individual becomes highly protective, analyzing every new person to ensure their internal peace remains intact. A small, tight-knit friend circle functions as a high-security filter, ensuring that only profound, energy-positive relationships are allowed inside. If nearly all social interaction acts as a drain on these reserves, where does the energy come from? The source is often a psychological trait called low social dependency. These individuals thrive without relying on external validation or constant attention to maintain their sense of self. They generate immense comfort internally. Because highly intelligent brains need space to connect abstract ideas, they require periods of deep thought. Stepping away from society provides their mind the empty space to wander, solve problems, and explore new concepts. For a gifted mind, absolute solitude acts as a self-sustaining power generator. The life of a deep thinker reveals a carefully curated, highly protected sanctuary. If you have gone months or even years keeping your circle small, you are operating with intense awareness and a standard for connection that refuses to settle for less. Sometimes the people with the strongest and richest inner minds often choose to walk alone just to protect their peace. Understanding how your own psychology works allows you to stop fighting your natural instincts and start designing a life that fits your mind. If this video explained your personality in a way you haven't heard before, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep decoding the human mind together.